In this video, we're going to cover 5 things that you should probably already know in Dota 2. However, these things I mention sometimes in games and people are quite surprised to hear about it. So let's talk about them, and if you don't know any of these, let me know which ones in the comments you didn't know, and if you can think of anything similar to this that others may not know about but probably should, then let me know too. Also, if you do want to help me out, please do leave a subscribe on the channel if you enjoy the content, as I will be making much more content like this in the near future. Let's go. Number 1, did you know that during the fade time on invisibility abilities, or even the Shadow Blade as well, which is not going to be on there, you can actually use abilities or use items during that time without breaking it? On Bounty Hunter, this is especially useful as you can get the movement slow buff and the attack slow buff twice from the same Shadow Walk. Let me give you an example. If I attack Sniper here while in the fade time of Shadow Walk, you're going to see that there is a debuff for the slow on here, and I'll show you right now. So if I attack, I'm still invisible, but you can see the Shadow Walk movement speed is decreased there, and my Bounty Hunter is still invisible. Now we wait for that to go away, which it has, and I can attack Sniper, and he gets that buff again. So you can stack this if he was trying to run away, for example, and you could actually slow him twice. So he's running away like this, you come over and you hit him, he's slowed, and then you can wait, and then you can do it again, and he's slowed again. So you get an 8-second slow out of this, rather than a 4-second slow. How good is that? The same goes for using abilities and phase boots and stuff. So I could go invisible and throw my actual shuriken, and it would not break it. It will still fade, because I'm still fading, of course. And the same can go for using phase boots to get a bit of extra movement speed. I use, let's just break the invis. I will use my invis now, and then phase boots, and we're still good to go. You can do the exact same thing with teleports too. So you could use your invis and then teleport. But the same thing goes with teleporting anyway. You can actually just do this anyway. You can just use a teleport. So we'll do teleport here, and then you can go invis without cancelling the teleport. This applies to any hero that has an invis spell, as far as I know. But Shadow Blade, I think, does actually break it. So there you go. Very useful to know about. Did you know about this one? I think this is going to be one that's quite new to a few people. Let me know. Number 2 is that Invoker's Tornado actually counts as a dispel, just like a Yule's Scepter does. So for example, if you have an enemy mid laner who picks up a rune, for example a double damage or a haste rune, if you cast Tornado on them, it's actually going to remove that straight away. Let's take a look. So if we cast this on the Sniper, now the Sniper has lost his haste, and you can chase him down and he can't get away from you. The same goes if you give that Sniper a double damage. If you're laning against someone who has a double damage and you're just losing all your last hits, just cast Tornado on them and they're going to lose it. That's literally the most useful tip I can give you for dealing with people with double damage and stuff in a game. If you're playing Invoker, you can just remove it. It's really not a problem. Number 3, if your inventory is full of super useful items, as you can see, and you really can't drop any of them, but you really want to use a Smoke of Deceit, you can actually use this from your courier. If you didn't know this, all you need to do is buy a Smoke of Deceit from the shop, fly it over on your courier, and then as long as it's in range of your actual hero, let's just move a little bit away just in case the sniper's too close, you can press the keybind from your courier, and it will smoke everybody in the area. So this is something that is very, very useful to know about, because if you need to smoke before you teleport, or if you've already started teleporting and you want to smoke, you can do the same thing. Cast teleport, use a smoke on the courier, and you are good to go. Next up, we have a tip about the Vladimir's Offering item. A lot of people get this item nice and early in the game, but did you know that it's not just an early game item, it actually scales even better into the late game? The reason being is, of course, this also applies to the Wraith Pact as well, as this comes from the same item, but the Vladimir's Offering comes in a percentage effect. It's 20% lifesteal or 18% bonus damage, which then of course goes up once you get Wraith Pact, but it gives you a percentage base, meaning later in the game, as you level up anything like damage, for example, if I level up my Exort now, you're going to see that not only am I going to get bonus damage from this, because I'm not getting any plus damage from the actual Exort right now, you can see that I'm still going to get the actual bonuses from the Vladimir's Offering, and it is a percentage based thing. So the later in the game this goes, this item is still super useful, because 20% of 100 is more than 20% of 10. So you're going to get more out of it in the later game as well. Our final tip for this video is, if you are a mid laner and you've used a bottle, of course you probably wouldn't do that on Drow, but it is what it is, you can actually have your bottle filled up if someone teleports to your lane, and you can trust them enough to give them your bottle and actually get it back. So what you could do is either you could put the bottle on the floor by the tower, and then when someone teleports from the fountain, they have the fountain rejuvenation buff. This actually lingers after you teleport. So if I put 3 spells on, so I have teleport, once I teleport in, if I pick up this bottle straight away, you're going to see that the bottle actually fills up because I had the fountain buff. So then you can give that back to your mid laner, and they have a lovely full bottle. Now this also works if you actually give the thing to someone who's teleporting as well. So if you drink all of the bottle, and then someone does teleport in, you don't need to communicate this with them as long as you know you can get it back afterwards. Give them the bottle, they will be able to give that back to you, and you get yourself a nice full bottle as well. This can definitely win you the mid lane if you get a nice full bottle from this, as obviously normally you'll be waiting for the runes. This way though, you definitely don't need to do that. So take advantage of it if you're playing with someone who's teleporting in and you know that they'll give you the bottle back. If you give this to somebody who you don't know, they could just run away with it and be like, ah, nice, a free bottle, I'm out of here, good luck. And there you go, that brings us to the end of this one. Hopefully you found something new in here, you learned something. If you did, please do let me know in the comments down below. What the frick was that? But if you didn't, then hey, I challenge you to leave something in the comments that I maybe don't know about, or maybe someone else might not know about as well. If you know something, if you leave something down there, I may use it in a future video and use your comment as a screenshot on the screen so you guys can get the credit for it as well. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, I appreciate it. Do subscribe to the channel if you are new around here, as we are trying to grow up those subs, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See you later, guys.